This is either going to work really well or completely fail. We have a lot of clay soil here in Tennessee, and I struggled with planting in my clay soil because I was always afraid it didn't drain well enough. And of course, as you know, we need really good drainage for lavender to survive. So I'm going to do a little test today. What I have here is birdseye, which is what I planted all my phenomenal lavender in out there. And it's good. It's going to provide good drainage. Though I don't know that it'll help necessarily with our pH. Whereas the limestone here is also going to provide good drainage, but will help considerably with the pH, because you want the pH to be raised a little bit. Ours is about I think 6.5 is what I have, and so I'm trying to raise it a little bit. So, and then here we have also is crushed limestone, but you never ever want to use this, because what this does, this has fines in it, and it's gonna act as, it's just gonna completely restrict water. It's not going to be good for drainage. So there is a difference. Although these are the same things, as you see, these are bigger rocks. Water is allowed to go through the pores of all these rocks, whereas here that will just become kind of like concrete. No bueno. Do not want to plant anything in this. So the test today, that is off limits. The test today will be, I have these Tucker's Early Purple, which I've done a video on Tucker's Early Purple. You can see that here if you want to check it out. It's gets its name because it's early in the season. It's going to bloom early in the season. It's going to put some good color on and bloom probably around here would be early May. So I got two exact Tucker's Early Purples. I got two exact holes with the exact same clay soil in it, and it's, to be honest, it's a little mud, like a mud ball right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one in this limestone and a little soil, and then I'm going to do the other one in the birdseye with a little soil, and I'm going to kind of watch the progress and update you on the progress. We'll take a look at the blooms and see if perhaps these are the ones that are raising the pH, makes the flower look more vibrant as opposed to this. So the jury's still out on it. Put some comments down below if you think you already know the answer to this. But for a lot of you out there who may want to see the true test, that's what I'm going to do today. Yeah, we definitely have to amend the soil, because that is the quickest way to a slow death for lavender plants. If you think you're just going to put them in the ground with no amendments and you have clay soil, chances are they're not going to do very well. So let's get busy. I've already dug the holes. I'm going to go ahead and put the rock in there and get started. I have some good soil here too, because I don't want to put these mud balls back in there. And I forgot to say, we are about a week out from our last frost date, and the weather looks really good until then, so I thought I'd just put these in a little early. We're going to be in the 80s, 70s and 80s this whole week, so I don't think we're going to have any threat of frost. So this is the so this is the limestone. Got the hole pretty much filled up. Here's our Tucker's Early Purple. Kind of want to loosen up the roots. They've been in that pot for a little while. kind of put some soil, good soil in there. Now we'll put some native soil on top. And I should have a good base. Put a little more good soil around it. This will be its permanent home. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want to come back and put mulch around there. Mulch will keep the moisture in, which is good, but it'll also heat up the root system. We would rather probably put some like some light rock around it, maybe some of that limestone, just kind of all around it, because then that'll cool the root system off. And it'll help it grow. It'll help it during those struggling hot times in the summertime. So don't ever put mulch around. So we got our little native soil. That's ready. And when we go to water this, we're gonna give it a good water here, but we want to hit the base. We don't necessarily need to hit the plant itself, but more get all that water in the base, going down through the rocks, and should just be just fine. Now let's do the same thing with the birdseye. Start with the base, the birdseye. Okay, now we get our plant out. Again, Tucker's Early Purple. Same location. High in lots of sunlight. It's just on both sides of my little walkway here, but the exact same location, really. Put a little native soil on there. Good to have a little native soil on there so it doesn't necessarily stretch or stress the plant out, because it was used to that environment. So these are all going in my inventory garden, which is right here. And I'm going to put different varieties in here and then take cuttings off them. So I'll have easy access to them and things like that. So this will have lots of different, I might even put some eucalyptus in here and other things, but for the most part, it's going to be different varieties of lavender. Now that we have those planted, we'll tend to them, we'll watch them, and I'll keep you updated on how they do. But let's also talk about, since it's planting season, what are some other companion plants that go well with lavender, that kind of live in the same soil, require the same drainage, require the same amount of sunlight? A couple of those, and if you were to distill it. Because what I'm going to do is do some distillation. And so I want some companion plants that will go along with the lavender for distillation. The first up is rosemary. Rosemary is a beautiful complement to lavender. You could kind of outline your rose with rosemary and then lavender in the middle of it. It'd be a nice companion plant. Kind of requires has the same demands as lavender. Great for distillation. There's a good amount of oil in rosemary, and you can get some hydrosol as well. Another one would be sage. Sage doesn't have as much high oil content, but it's a lot of people like it. It gives off a nice kind of manly complement to lavender, but again requires the same sort of environment that lavender lives in. The next up would be hyssop, and hyssop has a really pretty purplish flower, but it's a great complement to lavender. It doesn't self-seed, doesn't get overly messy. It's not a lot of maintenance to keep it trimmed up and looking nice. Hyssop is it's also good for distillation. And lastly, we have lavender, which is a hybrid variety of lavender. The beauty of it is it's going to have a high oil content, which is really going to complement some of your lower oil content lavender varieties. So if you're interested in distilling like I am, not all companion plants that may be great for lavender are worthy of distilling. They're just not going to have much oil content. Those four are good ones to distill. So I hope you learned something. I will keep you abreast of how these turn out, and I'll update their progress periodically. Thanks for tuning in. Happy